This cut of pork has been cut thick and chunky to keep the meat juicy and succulent. Crispy on the outside, dipped into a Japanese sweet and sour Tonkatsu sauce. I'm Jeremy Pang and welcome to Simple Family Feasts, based on my new book, Jeremy Pang's Simple Family Feasts, which is out in all good bookshops now. First off, we're going to make a quick red onion pickle. Really easy. Finely sliced red onion, some rice vinegar, about a tablespoon or so of sugar, and some salt. Next up, I'm going to marinate my pork. I've got pork shoulder steaks here. Great little bits of marbling, which has a lot of flavour, but also right texture for this dish. Finely chop your garlic. Finely chop some ginger. And then just to add the flavour to the marinade, we've got some sake, light soy sauce. So we've got some finely chopped ginger, some finely chopped garlic, and a little bit of sake and some light soy sauce. Really simple marinade. Your pork shoulder steaks go straight in. I like to keep them nice and thick and chunky. You know, you can cook them as I'm doing now, just by themselves, or you could have it in a katsu sando. Just massage that in well. And in classic Japanese French style, we are going for a panné using panko breadcrumbs. And that is flour first around your marinated meat. Then dip it into some egg. Straight from the egg to your panko. Make sure that's well covered in your panko. You could double panné it if you wish, but I quite like a thin crust of panko for this dish. Now you can buy tonkatsu sauce from Chinese or Asian, Japanese supermarkets, but it's actually really easy to make at home. I've got some oyster sauce, some ketchup, roughly the same amount of both, and some Worcestershire sauce. Thank God for the Brits. A little bit of sugar. And then just bring that to a boil, let that sugar melt. Doesn't really need to reduce at all. It just needs that sugar to melt into it and mix together well. And then you got a very, very quick and easy tonkatsu sauce. Now, when you're deep frying a piece of meat that is sort of 1.5 to 2 centimeters thick, you want to make sure, especially it's pork, that it is cooked through all the way. The way to do that without burning the panko breadcrumbs is to have your heat to start on a medium to high heat, and then once your pork is laid in carefully, turn that heat down to medium heat. I can see my chopsticks just fizzing away lightly in the center of my pan, so I know I'm at a good heat. Carefully place your pork in, and that slightly higher heat at this point, at the beginning of your deep fry, it's just for that instant seal of your panné, your breadcrumb at the beginning. Once you're happy that that's sealed, just turn your heat down to medium, and then you're going to cook this through for about 5 to 7 minutes, and we'll check just on the texture as we go. So you'd think that it's a hard thing to know when your meat is cooked. It's been cooking for about 7 minutes now. First off, your meat should start to almost like float at the top of your oil a little bit more. Secondly, if the breadcrumb is sort of trying to peel away from the meat a little, then you know that the meat inside is contracted well. And thirdly, my sizzling is much more like gentle bubbling now. So there's not a lot of liquid or moisture coming out from the meat. 3 telltale signs that my meat is well cooked. You can see that pork is cooked really nicely. and just show you the inside of that perfectly cooked pork. Let's plate this up in a nice sort of restaurant-y manner. Some lovely crunchy chiffonades or wisps of sweetheart cabbage, my homemade tonkatsu sauce, and my panko pork tonkatsu. This one's for me. And that is delicious. A real kick actually from the tonkatsu. I'm just gonna keep eating. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe if you think you can eat more panko pork than me.